I am going to create the Outback strategies that I want to do. So here's what we're going to do on Outback.
Secure the bombs.
Okay, here's how we're gonna do this.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds. Bomb locations
Step
are
1
secure.
for Valkyrie. Place your camera on that planter so you can watch down the yellow staircase as well. And you'll have a little bit of LOS into the dorm room. So that's the first thing you need to do as Valkyrie. The second thing you need to do as Valkyrie is going to be trying to open up this wall for your team. So that way you can rotate between these objectives. And then your second impact is going to be used. So then next, what your Valkyrie is going to do, you're going to run back here. Place another one of your cameras in this room wherever you think it'll work best. On one of the light fixtures or something, or all the way up in the rafters, that's up to you. And then the last thing you're going to do as Valkyrie is set up one of your cameras in here as fast as you can. If they're running a Twitch, just delay the time that you put between cameras. But other than that, you're good on Val. Then you're going to have probably a Rook, Doc, or Thunderbird, any sort of support character. And they're going to be spending a lot of time on the objective, so they're just going to reinforce this. And reinforce this. If they're a Thunderbird or a Rook, they'll do a little bit of setting up, and we'll come back here and reinforce these two walls. And that's pretty much what they're going to be doing, those 5 walls. Plus any of their other setup that they need to do. If they're running a, what do you call it? If they're running like a Rook or a Thunderbird, you can set one of your things up there. You can set another one up like right around here. If you don't want it to be shot out, you could also place it in that corner or over there. And then your last one is going to be placed in this room. Then you're going to have a trap character, probably an Ella or a Capcan. They're going to reinforce this wall. Reinforce this wall. Then they're going to reinforce these 2 walls right down here. And then they're free to set up however they want. That's pretty much all there is to it. And then you are going to have a mute. And your mute, one jammer there, jammer there, jammer on the staircase, and then jammer on these walls. And that's how you're going to play mute. You're probably going to put your jammer like right here, so the enemy team can't see it when they just walk in. Which leaves this wall open to be broken. But if it ever does come down to that, you're probably best off just leaving the room at that point and holding it from a different angle. And your final reinforcement should be on this one. And the reason why I'm telling you to just leave the room, you can hold from here, you can hold from here, but each of these leaves you open to another line of attack. So if you just hold the room from here, you still have pretty good surveillance of what's going on. And keep in mind, you will still probably have like a Mute or an Ella roaming. So they'll be able to pick off from the back. You just need to call for them to get to point. Another thing that's probably going to happen here is, yes, you will have probably like your Ella or Capcan who goes from roaming in there, not roaming, but soft holding in there, to moving over and going out through here, however you want to do that. But they will not be playing on the point necessarily. So you'll have a person in the dorm room, you'll have a person here in laundry, and you'll have a person over here in piano, and then 2 roamers. For this piano thing, I'd probably recommend a Lesion now that I think about it. Who did I say before? Valkyrie, Thunderbird. Valkyrie can hold this angle. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Okay. Between party and office, I'm gonna try something. Okay, so.
Protect the bombs.
First thing.
10 seconds remaining.
You are going
5
to have
seconds
a
and counting.
Mira.
Must protect your
Mira
bombs.
will set up a mirror
By Op
here
4.
on this wall. And then you can use this wall however you need to take an engagement. You watch from here. And you do like that. The next thing that your Mira is going to be doing is they are going to reinforce here and place up another thing here. Then they will come around here and reinforce here. Your Mira is going to be spending a lot of time on the objective. Just keep that in mind. Next up, you're going to have an Aruni. What Aruni is going to do, Aruni is going to reinforce this wall. This wall. Is going to set up one of her things right there. You, on Aruni, also could probably set up one right there. And the last one you should be setting up is going to be going right there. And that's how you're going to want to do Aruni. Then you're probably also going to have a mute of some sort. And your mute is going to be playing like this. Okay? You're going to reinforce these walls. Jammer there. You're gonna reinforce these as well, and also put a jammer up. Jammer there. And then finally, jammer there. So that's how you're gonna play the mute. Your Mira is gonna start out over here. Your Aruni is gonna be playing in the party room, watching this angle. If your Mira needs to fall back, she's gonna fall back to this room and hold from here, or rotate all the way back and hold from here. There will be a rotate hole. I'm still trying to figure out which angle I should do this from exactly. But I'm thinking like maybe this is the best angle. It's either going to be there, or the only other angle I can think of is going to be like right around here. But the problem is that's right in front of this door as well. So you could throw like a couch one right here. You might be able to be protected if you throw up like a deployable over here. So overall, ignore both of those. There's going to be an impact hole here. This is going to be covered up. You have no more reinforcements. Mirror window in there. Mirror window over here. Aruni's holding this way. Your Mira is holding this way. Your mute is going to be holding in that corner, right here on the objective. You can probably set up some traps, like a Kapkan trap there, or an Ella trap there. I don't know. Just put up traps around the room. You could also run with a Valkyrie or a smoke. And what they're going to try and do is they're going to thrive off of this room, where a lot of attackers are going to try and come in through, because there's like 2-3 entry points up here. So if you have somebody who's just holding like down here for a second, like over in this area, they hear people come in, they walk in, you have your flanker come in, and you get a kill, you walk out. And that's how you would play that. You have the 3 on the point, you have the 2 on the roam. Okay.
Protect the bombs.
Open up
10 seconds. Down to 5 seconds. Increase surveillance on bombs. Op 4 has a diffuser.
So, you are going to start off by coming over here And you're gonna open up an impact right a little higher. Just make it running height. The way you're gonna play this out, you're gonna have the Thunderbird who makes this rotation. You're gonna have one of your Thunderbird things set up somewhere in this room where the attackers can't see it from that window. Maybe like over here. You're gonna have another one set up over by, like, right behind the bomb. And then your final one should be set up somewhere over here-ish. So maybe right there. And then your Thunderbird's going to impact this wall. And that's pretty much what your Thunderbird is doing. Then is going to reinforce this. And reinforce this. You're also going to have a mute. And what mute is going to do, reinforce this. Reinforce this. Mute thing there. Mute thing there. They're gonna run up this staircase. I wonder, where does this lead? This hatch. It's just right above this hallway. Yeah, you should probably reinforce that. Mute's gonna come up here, gonna reinforce. And then we'll also proceed to come over here and reinforce this. Also, I forgot to mention this earlier, but your mute will also be placing jammers around this entrance point and also around that entrance point. Keep in mind that there are a few more, like 1 or 2 spots, which aren't covered by the mute jammers. So your mute's going to be roaming the 2nd floor. Meanwhile, you're going to have an Ella. What Ella is going to do is they're going to come in here. First, they're going to reinforce this wall. And this way you have an extra location to look and shoot without getting shot at down this hall. And they're also gonna develop a Grismot here and set up a deployable shield right around here. Or you can hide here, whichever you prefer. And the thing is, like, you hear somebody coming, they get to your shield, they get modded, something like that. Yeah, so that's pretty much the things I've planned so far for this objective. You could also play a Smoke, or a Kapkan, or a Jaeger, or a Wamai, or a Malusi. Literally just any character whatsoever. That just slows down attackers. You can place down their things somewhere in the bathroom. You can place one of their things over here. And they're going to be coming over here and they're going to be reinforcing this wall. And that's really all their job is, to just do that. Since you have a spare wall, you should spend it here as an extra lane of cover. Like, hey, I'm getting shot at, you can run out through here. Or if you have a person who's coming through, You have them here, and then they can crouch into this room. It basically makes it so you don't have to rely on this LOS of the attackers in order to move through, which is sometimes a problem. So, that's pretty much it for this objective. So you have the Ella on the soft roam, the, what do you call it? The mute going on hard roam, covering all of the hatches. You have your flex playing in here. You have your Thunderbird playing in here. And then really just one more person, whoever you want them to be, playing over here as well. If you really want to, you could also play a Kaid and electrify these walls and electrify the hatch as one of your extra anchors, and then they can proceed to hold in this location, just so long as somebody is watching their back, which would usually be covered by the Ella. So what the Ella could do, of course it wouldn't be this big of a hole in the actual thing, but you can shoot through there. How big of a hole you would really want it to be is like a little foot that you can shoot people's toes from. But yeah, that's pretty much how you're going to want to play that. If you don't want to run the, like Melusi or anything, you could run smoke as well. And you can, like, tear open that. You can throw in your smokes from here. Your Ella can call out when they see people pushing from these little footholes again. Like if they see somebody coming through, hey, you need to smoke them. And then once they're panicking to get out of the smoke, there's that. So. Also keep in mind that if you don't want to run the Kaid, you could also run a Jaeger or a Bandit. They won't do the same amount of hard breach denial, but they will provide utilities in their own different ways in terms of fragging or anything. But hey, we're on the final objective now.
Secure the bombs.
Right, so here's how this objective is going to go.
Down to 5 seconds. Bomb location secure.
You're going to have a Valkyrie. Your Valkyrie is going to indicate. This is going to be a hole for anybody who wants to hold here and needs to rotate back. Which means you're going to have to reinforce the rest of this wall to be secure. You have a Valkyrie now. You're also going to have a Lesion, who's probably going to be holding over in this area. Let me just make this running height really quick. So your Legion's going to be playing in here. If they need to make a quick getaway, you turn here and make a sharp turn. Your Franc, they're basically just going to be tossing up goo mines throughout this room. Some right there, some right there, some right there-ish, things like that, so you know points of entry. And And then you're gonna have a Kaid. Kaid is gonna come through here, and reinforce this. You're gonna throw up one of your Kaid sticks up there. Then you're gonna rotate back through here. You're gonna reinforce this. And this. And hopefully, by this point in time, your teammates have put reinforcement on that hatch. So you're going to want to throw another Kaid stick at that. Which I know seems weird, because we reinforced this, and we reinforced this. So shouldn't we also be putting a Kaid stick out on the wall over here? And I hear you saying that. And that's why we have Mute, because Mute is a fair and balanced character. Mute's gonna come through here. He's gonna put his thing on here, which is good for multiple reasons. But another reason why we're doing that, because there's a little drone thingy right there. So his jammer might be able to reach it if you place it like right there. So Mute's gonna jam that. What else is Mute going to do, I hear you asking? Mute is going to place one of his things like right around this area. He's gonna place another one right here. And then the final one that he's gonna be doing is actually gonna be out here. He's gonna reinforce these two walls. And he's gonna place a Mute jammer on them. Or actually, no, I kinda done goofed. Kaid is gonna electro stick that. And like he's gonna get rid of this electro stick and put it up there. And then you place a Mute jammer here. Yeah, I kinda just blanked for a second. And then you move that Mute jammer and you move it over to this flank area here. So that's where you're gonna be doing that. So you have a Mute jammer on that wall here. You're gonna have another one here, and you're gonna have that one there. And then you're gonna have your electro claws set up on here, and you're gonna have it also set up on here. And you'll see why I'm doing that in just a second. But first let's do Valkyrie. Valkyrie is actually going to be sitting here in this bar room. Like, if I can show you where... Like, you can hide behind this counter and no one's going to see you. So if you have your cameras set up in good locations, like if you have one set up in here, if you have one set up around this corner, if you have another one set up, like, I don't really know where. Probably around in this room, like near that corner, then that's going to be really good for your team because they're going to get a lot of info out of that. So I think that might be a better camera location. Then you can also see this stairway. But that's basically what you want to do with Valkyrie. You're going to try holding in this area, and going through here is pretty much a no-go if you're in the middle of a gunfight. So unless your enemy falls back and you make a quick turn around here, or if you're holding here, another thing you could do is you can attack this, and you're just going to make this run away. And what you can do is just run through around the back, which should leave you a bit less vulnerable since you'll still have cover. But a few more things I should mention. In this time frame, you're gonna have some sort of roamer. I haven't quite decided yet. either a Caveira or a Lee. Your Legion's already on floor, or you're going to have an Ella. They're going to reinforce this hatch, which is right above the kitchen. And then they are going to sit around about here. And the reason why I say this is, get rid of this thing here. This is just a wide enough hole to walk through, but not be able to go up again. So you can have one of your roamers, like watching this camera right here. They're just sitting here, they're vibing, no one notices them. And they're just watching over this entire area, and they only need to watch 1, 2, and 3 angles instead of 4 as well. Which is why we have that mute jammer thing there. And once the enemy team is in, they're not going to think of destroying this. So again, you only need to look at this part and a little bit here. So since you have a hole there, they can easily walk down the staircase, and they can play in here, which you already have a Valk cam set up for that. If the enemy team, like, for example, if they see that the enemy team is starting to push through that barricade, and they see them come through there, then they can bail, because you're not going to be able to fight that. Or if they see that they're coming from the opposite angle, you can rotate. You can do the exact same thing, just in a different location. And you just play through here. So if you have some sort of long-range roamer, like for example, if you have like Caveira with her AR, if you have Ella with her AR, any of those, they'll be able to roam and hold these angles. You can even put your mute here if you really want to, and that could work. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here, and this is taking too long. So to recap, you have a Lesion here, you have a Kaid who's going to be sitting around here, you're going to be having a Valkyrie who sits in that, like, in this area. You're going to have you might have a Frost, or you might have a Thunderbird. I haven't 100% decided, but you're going to be placing, like, one welcome mat goes here, one goes here, and then the last one watches, like, this angle right here. And then you're also, if you end up having a Thunderbird instead, you're going to end up having a Kona station, like, right around there-ish. You're going to have a Kona station here, and you're going to have a Kona station, like, here. And that's pretty much how you're going to play this out. Keep in mind that you're going to be having a roamer on height. You're going to be having a soft hold on the right side. The only weak spot I can currently think of right now is probably like this area. Like this section here, you could have somebody watching this hallway. Like probably your roamer or something can be watching this. Which is really good if you think about it, because that blocks off this entryway to the hallway. Your Valkyrie is blocking off this entryway to the hallway. So this entire hallway is just completely blocked off by conjunction. So that's a pretty good spot for any roamer who wants to hold there. If you want to end up holding here, tell your Valkyrie so they can set up a camera in the flower pot that I just shot out. So you'll end up having like one there, you'll have one there, and then you'll have the one for your roamer.